Okay, so are we in fact live right now?
Can you guys see us? So we had to do a whole new. So we have like two streams. We'll just have to delete the first one, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Mom says it's working.
Okay, so everybody can see and hear us at this point.
Hey.
Yeah, good.
What's up?
All right, good. And I just verified
All
it
right.
too.
All right. Well, I'm gonna take. I'm gonna turn the camera off for a little bit because
Yeah,
I'm
so
moving stuff.
yeah, what
Yeah.
people missed the first time, I think, assuming you couldn't hear me, is that Danny decided that, since he needed to move, the best day to move was the day he was doing a live stream, because that would pretty much guarantee that the live stream was completely and utterly effed.
That's not fair. That's
Is
not
it?
fair.
Well, am I
I,
okay? What part of that statement is unfair?
well, I didn't choose to do this today.
Yeah, you
This was
did.
the day I had. No, it wasn't a choice. It was like it had to be done.
Yeah, so you had to move today specifically.
I've been
Like,
moving. I've been doing this since 5 a.m. Man, come on. Why you got to bust my chops? Oh.
because that's what I do. So you couldn't do this, say, on Friday.
No, Friday's the 31st, and I didn't want to I mean, technically, yes.
Yeah, so yeah, don't say no, but the answer is yes. You could have done this on Friday.
Yes, but I would have ended up not being. I have to be out, completely out and finished by Friday. Friday's the 31st. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah.
So Planet X first in the house. Mike Richards. Yeah, it says once more from the top. Here we go. Alex
Yes.
Bogey, see if you'd done what you promised to watch DS9, we wouldn't have had technical difficulties. So that's also completely on Danny, but not entirely. Well, okay, it is and it isn't. Let me explain a little bit, Alex. And thank you, Mercer. Says, judging by the pollution content of the atmosphere, I believe we have arrived at the latter half of the 20th century. By the way, there's an awful lot of noise coming from you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just picked it up.
Yeah.
I was dragging.
But so, Alex, I do want to explain a little bit. We are going to watch, and the plan was we were going to review Paper Moon tomorrow, not today. And
yeah. Today's Furiosa. Ugh.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we're doing Paper Moon and the finale of Discovery. It's our Star Trek day.
Right. Now, that was already the plan. We were going to have watched Paper Moon together by now, but Danny had to back out because of another commitment, and I had to back out because I spent all night last night in the ER. And so, quite frankly, while I do appreciate your donation and we are going to do the review, I was at the ER from 7 at night until about 3 in the morning. And
I can vouch for part of that. I did talk to him while he was at the hospital. So.
Yeah. So I am not going to sit there and be overly upset about not having watched Paper Moon yet. I'm more concerned with the pain that I was going to the hospital for. And my God, that's noisy. Can you not mute?
Oh, yeah, I can mute. Yeah, sorry. Let me get it. I have the phone sitting down somewhere else. Let me grab it and I'll mute until I need to talk.
I'll call for you in a minute while you're doing stuff.
Okay.
So so we are going to be reviewing that tomorrow. Alex says, garbage does not want to be watched. I don't know what you're talking about unless you're saying that because I noticed you had like a sexist comment about the movie on the other stream where you were talking about how it's like some kind of feminist thing. What you're doing, Alex, is a logical fallacy commonly referred to as judging a book by its cover. You think that because the main character is female, that this must be some woke feminist propaganda piece. And I will tell you that while I know that my distinguished colleague who chose the wrong day to move will disagree with me on the relative quality of the film, and Danny, feel free to jump on. I don't think that
I'm
I don't
back
think
as soon as you said.
yeah, I don't think that you would agree that it is a woke feminist propaganda piece.
Not at all. No, it's definitely not. Yeah, if people are calling it woke, that's just being lazy.
That's someone who has not seen the movie. Anybody who calls this
Yeah.
movie woke is someone who's either they haven't seen the movie or they're just trying to get clicks.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, the only thing, quote unquote, you could even accuse it of being woke of is the fact that it has a female lead. But just because it has a female lead doesn't make it woke. She's not a Mary Sue. I mean, Jesus, they spend almost a fucking hour showing us how miserable her childhood was. I thought Anya Taylor-Joy was the lead of this movie, not a fucking 10-year-old, man. And it was, oh my God. We'll get into that. Sorry.
It's all right. But no, just I wanted you to. I knew you would vouch for that part at least. So
Totally. Yeah.
I don't want anybody. If you're thinking of, I'm not going to watch this movie because it's woke, then you are. You got to stop thinking like that, because that's one. The problem is this movie is, and Danny may be happy about this, but this movie is doing really poorly at the box office, and.
Well, I mean, with very good reason. First of all, it's a Mad Max movie, and Mad Max is in it for like a blink and you miss it.
Well, that I do have a problem with, which I said in my review. It should not be called a Mad Max Saga.
You reviewed this without me?
On my critic list review.
Oh! I haven't read your critic list review yet. Okay.
But you shouldn't be calling it a Mad Max movie if Mad Max doesn't even have any speaking lines in the movie.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was reused footage also.
No, that wasn't. Well, I actually checked the credits. That was a different guy playing Mad Max.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But you only saw him from the back.
Stuntman. Oh, hey, are you able to pay attention to the chat? Because obviously
I'm working on that. That's why I was talking to Alex actually.
Okay, so I want to go ahead. I can go ahead and throw the critic list trivia question out now if you want.
Well, I don't know if I know the answer to it. That's the problem.
If you don't know the answer, I'll have my beautiful, helpful, amazing, thank you so much, ex-wife Stacy. I'll have her text it to you, the answer. You know? But I just want whoever does it first.
Right.
If anybody gets it.
Yeah.
So is that cool? Can I throw it out there?
Yeah, that's fine. But Alex wants to know how much do I want to fire Danny. Well, I have to start paying him before I can fire him. That's the problem.
Right. Yeah.
There is that. Let's see. Didn't he just move in there? How much is there to move? Well, it's Danny. Come on, guys. We're talking about Danny.
Once you guys see my new setup,
I'm sure it'll be wonderful.
This is some Jefferson's shit for real. Like I'm moving on up. This place is nice.
Right. Stan Lee wants to know if Pepper, in other words, my wife, is enjoying doing the car reviews. And we're going to keep doing that, assuming that people like watching them. I actually I found a little thing so I have a microphone I can plug into my phone so it'll sound a little better, hopefully with the next one. But yeah, I mean, the idea is, we see a movie on Friday and then we just immediately review it, and I think that's been fun.
No, and that's one way of doing it. Stacy, I don't know if she can hear me, but she's really dropped the ball on this "May divorce be with you" thing.
Right.
But it's summer. She's busy. She's a school teacher. I get it. But it's summer, so she doesn't have an excuse now.
Yeah, you need to slap her around a little. Like all women need to be slapped around.
What? I think she heard me. What'd you say? You do. So you heard me? Sorry. It's true though.
And actually, Stan, no, she did not look like she had a gun to her head. Jeez. And in fact, what the funny thing was, I had to drag my wife to go see this movie because
Okay.
she, like me, hated Fury Road.
Yeah.
And so,
Can you still hear me?
yeah, I can still hear you and all the
And
craziness
all
you're
the
doing.
noise. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot. I thought I muted it. I'm sorry.
Um,
So before I mute it, because I am still making noise, uh, for the record, I also did not like Fury Road. I was one of the few people
right.
on record the whole time, and you can see my review with I think it was Salty Nerds at the time. But anyway, I'm gonna be muting you for
Right.
a second.
And Stan, I disagree as far as I rewatched all the Mad Max movies last week with my wife. We watched all four of them that had been previously released, and then we watched Furiosa on Friday. And I think Furiosa is a far better film than Fury Road. And and the stunt work I think in Furiosa was awesome, especially in that midway through the film when they hijack the war rig. I thought that whole sequence with the Praetor and was it the Praetor, whatever the guy's name is, and young Furiosa trying to defend the war rig against all the marauders. That was an awesome, awesome sequence. That was probably one of the best car chases I've ever seen. And most of the stunts were completely
So
practical.
the best part of the movie is basically the entire Fury Road movie, or at least what should have been, because I didn't need to watch car chase for 2 hours straight. But that's Fury Road. I will agree. See, this movie has good moments, and I keep running into this, and it's weird. I'm going to rate this higher than you probably think. I did not hate this movie. What I hated was how effing slow it is. It's way too long. The first hour could have been cut down to 15 minutes easy, and you don't lose any. It's just it's how like It's when they get these guys like George Lucas and now George Miller who are so old and famous and fun shit themselves and read their own press and drink their own Kool-Aid, think they're the no. You need a fucking editor, dude. You don't need to show us everything. Chop that shit down. It was a slog to get through, but it did have. I'd say it probably had 3 good moments in the movie. Didn't need to take up 2.5 hours of my life for 3 good moments. Sorry about the noise.
Right. And Alex says, it is Hollywood's own fault they made crap so often that we just tune out and assume everything will be bad. Miss a good movie. Well, it's miss a good movie even comes out because there's so much crap. Well, here's the problem this year is there's been several good movies that have come out. This one, there's Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which I know Danny also hated because he's an idiot. And they're not making a lot of money, and I don't think that it's it's just
hold up, Dan. Hold up. I didn't hate. See, I'm trying to be courteous, but I gotta make noise now because you're accusing me of shit. If you guys look at my critic list score, it's a decent. I don't call it bogus or heinous. Do I? Maybe I do.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, or
Let me look.
I don't remember what score you gave it. But yeah, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
And this movie will probably get about this. Nah, this is probably it's going to be close. It'll be somewhere between 55 and 58. It'll still be decent. So by that score, you can take away. I disliked Planet of the Apes less. Did I say that right? You get what I'm saying. So.
But my
Yeah, I
point
said that
is,
right.
yeah, but Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is not going to make money, which means that the plan,
Oh no, nobody's making money. This dude,
right?
Hollywood is.
But
That's a
well,
totally different discussion. If you
well,
want to have it,
I
we
know,
can.
but this is what I want to. This is what I was trying to get to because Alex's comment was that the reason that he doesn't, like his whole thing about Fury Road being feminist crap, he's blaming Hollywood because they've made so much crap that now you just assume everything's going to be crap. No, that's not Hollywood's fault. That's your fault.
Yeah, but I
I
also don't think
understand.
that's Hollywood's
Hollywood,
problem.
no, Hollywood's responsibility is to try to make good movies, right? And I know this sounds crazy to people, but most producers want their movies to be popular and they want people to like them. That is actually the goal. The problem is that they got caught up in this whole thing about wokeness where they thought that's what people wanted. And then they learned that maybe that's not what people wanted. And
No,
that
it's what the loudest minority on
right.
the internet wanted.
Right.
The
It's what
worst type of
the
people on
people that were
earth.
on X, formerly known as Twitter, the people on Instagram, that kind of thing. And Storm Shadow's Shadow leaves us a super tip. Says people want not just good visuals, they want a story to go with it. They also want Mad Max and a Mad Max film. Look, that's an argument that you can take back to Fury Road. I don't get mad about Mad Max not being in much of this film because they didn't bill it that way.
Whoa,
In
what do
fact,
you mean?
I wasn't
It's called a Mad Max
right,
Saga.
but at no point in any of the marketing did they show Mad Max.
Then why call it that?
I never for a minute thought that like when Mad Max actually does show up for that blink and you'll miss it cameo, I was actually surprised because I wasn't expecting to see him. Now I
Well,
don't.
I had already heard
See,
that
I didn't know. I didn't hear about it.
during the credits they were no. The part that I'd already heard was during the credits they show clips from Fury Road because basically the movie ends right at the movie ends with her saving the
Loading up the
wife.
truck for what's happening in Fury Road. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's another. Why didn't they just cast Charlize Theron? This chick is not. I mean, she's not bad. She sounds just like her, but
I liked her better, honestly.
what, dude? At least like Charlize Theron is like believable as an action star. This chick is like, her arms look like wet noodles.
So do
It's like
Charlize Theron's.
No, not at all. Charlize Theron's
Come on.
got guns, man.
Charlie,
She
no,
knows how to fight.
guns. Oh my God, are you insane?
Yeah, okay, I gotta move something big right now, so I gotta mute it. You just stop taking cheap shots when you know I got it muted.
Oh, yeah. Stop taking shots at me. You're being mean. Let's see.
Ha ha. I'll get you back. You do your worst. I'll get you back.
Well, I'm actually not taking shots at you. I'm taking shots at the idea that you think. Let me bring up. That's a good one. Let's see. New tab. Can I zoom in on that? Yeah. So what I'm laughing at is that Danny thinks that what the heck? Let me go to where's layers. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Background. That's critic list. Web splash. Now, where is it? Media. Screen share. There we go. So we'll move this up. So he thinks that these are guns. Those aren't guns. And Danny's gonna be so mad when he realizes that I just put a naked picture of Charlize Theron on the stream and he can't see it. Goodbye. All right, so no, Charlize Theron is. I'm sorry, but I think what's her name, Anya Taylor-Joy. I think she was fine as Furiosa. I think that I do think it's a little weird that, and I'd like to know the story behind it as far as why isn't Charlize Theron in both movies? Because if she was available, there would be no reason to not put her in the role. Unless they figure, well, Furiosa was a few years ago. She's aged a little bit. Maybe people won't like that. But at the same time, casting an entirely different actress is just as jarring, if not more so.
Damn you! Did I really miss a naked picture of Charlize Theron?
You did.
You bastard!
Yeah.
I'll go back and watch it later. But
Yeah.
anyway,
The only thing she's
I'm
wearing.
almost done with the big stuff.
The only thing she's wearing is a bottle of milk. I'm not even kidding about that. Let's see. Stan says Max before the Wasteland when he was just a cop. Let's see. Was this? Well, Mad Max prequel will just be like Lethal Weapon. Oh, okay. Well, that's the other thing okay, so even more than the Charlize Theron casting, you know what pisses me off is that Mel Gibson isn't Mad Max. I want to see another Mel Gibson Mad Max movie with old man Mad Max. And in fact, if you consider the timeline now that we know Furiosa, the last movie having Tom Hardy replace Mel Gibson makes no sense because that makes Max too young in that movie, and so he should have been older. And this is why Solo bombed, because we assumed every Star Wars movie would be like Episode 8. Yeah, and that was a mistake as well. You know what? Honestly, and this is a big problem, and what I was going to say, this is where the fandom menace has been, and they've been doing it on purpose, and they've been doing it for years, and everybody will defend it, but it's complete BS. And this is one of the worst things about them. They are poisoning the well. They're trying to make everybody think that every movie that comes out is crap. They're trying to make people think that every time there's a female character that it's woman and the message and whatever other buzzword they want to throw at you. That it's all about, going woke. It's all about girl power. And not every movie is that. Now, are there movies like that? Sure. Have there been movies like that since the beginning of the film industry? Absolutely. And the stupid thing is, and I will die on this hill, is that if Alien and Aliens came out today, people like Nerdrotic, Doomcock, Critical Drinker, they'd all be calling it woke trash. They might say, oh, well, it's a little bit better than some other, than say, The Last Jedi or Ghostbusters, but it's still a bunch of woke trash. They're still trying to, because you know what? Those movies are, in fact, more woke, if you will, than Furiosa. What about Terminator? Oh, what a woke film. Terminator, every man...
Whoa. Did I hear you wrong? Because a lot of those dudes you named praised this movie. That's why my tweet was what it was.
Right, but you see
what movie did they watch? I want to watch that movie.
Well, these guys all praise Fury Road as well, which I don't understand.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. That just blows my mind. It's like people praising Dune. I mean, just because it looks pretty doesn't make it good.
Dune was a great movie, though.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're one. I forgot you. Yeah. Anyway.
And this was a good movie. I gave this movie a 75.
Oh wow. Yeah. No, I'm giving this probably a 55. To be honest. Yeah. But that's still decent.
Right. But and by the way, the critic list average right now is 74. So
Yeah. See,
I'm not
I realize that you know, my opinion's not the popular one. It's all good.
right. So are you uh, just gonna? You know, it literally sounds like you're just shoveling things into a container.
Oh no, I got to mute it. I'm sorry. I'm dragging things off. Well, I'm taking stuff off of the truck and I'm walking in to the house and I'm sitting it down
Hmm.
and I'm going
Well,
back
it
and
sounds like it sounds like you've got boxes full of Legos and you're pouring them out on the floor.
Damn, that's weird. I don't know, maybe my microphone settings are too sensitive or something.
Can I have another Gatorade?
Yeah, help yourself. I'll mute it again. I'll just keep the phone on me this time because when I mute it, I leave it over here for some reason.
Yeah,
I'll keep it on me. All right.
Anyway, but no, but all the stuff where people are poisoning, and don't get me wrong, I know that some of them are backtracking on it a little bit now. But I think they're doing it because they realize, now people are sitting there going, oh, well, now nobody trusts Hollywood. Well, the reason nobody trusts Hollywood is because you've been sitting there for the last 5 years telling everybody how horrible Hollywood is.
Well, hey, so hold up. I want to since you're talking about this, I don't think that's really the biggest problem as to why nobody's seeing it, because it's not just this movie, man. Garfield came out. Garfield almost, I mean, it was with less than 1 million less than this movie. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is the worst Memorial Day weekend since 1995,
Right.
even adjusted for inflation. Like even more so when adjusted for inflation. But yeah, I mean, I think it's because of streaming. You can watch Fall Guy in the comfort of your home right now, yet it's still in like 3,000 theaters in the country.
Fall Guy only came out 2 weeks ago.
You can literally pay like $20 right now and watch it.
Oh,
online.
so like for a 3-day rental or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do think that's a mistake. I think letting
Why
people.
the hell are they doing that? I mean, like,
They're trying to, because you know what it is that there's so many people pirating these movies now that the only way.
that's bullshit, dude. Pirating's been around since the late '90s. I used to have a Merc server. Come on, that's a bullshit.
Dude, having a Merc server is a little different than how easy it is to pirate stuff now. Now all you need is a login account.
Well, I guess it is easier, but it's also easier to catch people.
Not necessarily. I mean, look, if all you need to do is make sure you're using a VPN when you're doing it.
Well, why don't you just tell everybody how to break the law, Michael?
Well, it's not like it's not common knowledge. I'm not, and I certainly,
Well, you know what? If only one person just learned how to commit a crime because of this stream, you just did Satan's work.
Yeah,
I hope you're proud of yourself.
Whatever, dude.
Proud of yourself.
You're doing Satan's work by ruining the stream with your noise.
I'm sorry, man. I'm trying. I'm trying to do too much. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, but at least I'm sober. There's that.
Yeah. But yeah, making a movie like Fall Guy available for streaming is to try and combat people that will log into some BitTorrent site or whatever and just download it. And, for these days, it's so easy. And in fact, I've had people try to, hey, you can't find that movie? Just go to this site and they'll put the link for it in the chat. And it's like, no, I don't want to know about your illegal crap. Because I don't want Hollywood to completely implode because they can't afford to make any movies. Because guess what? If they can't afford to make any movies, we ain't getting any movies. People don't think about those things. And I don't want the future of entertainment to be freaking TikTok.
Well, here's the thing, man. We've basically, I have a friend, his name's Bobby. I won't give his last name. But if he ever listens to this, he'll get pissed at me. But I know he's never listened to a single episode in his life, and he's been my friend for 12 years. So whatever. He will argue with me till he's blue in the face. But he's also a millennial. He's 10 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
He maybe a little bit more. But not much. And he will argue about how it is his right to be able to pirate software in movies and music. And that's how this generation was. We raised a generation of thieves,
Right.
you
Well, is
know.
that? Well, that means it's my right to come into your house and take things that I want.
You see, exactly. Yeah, man. I don't even want to. I used to
Yeah.
argue with that dude all the time till I was blue in the face. Till we
Right.
just we got to the point to where it was like arguing with a flat earther, and I just said, dude, if we're gonna be friends, we just got to agree to disagree and never talk about this again.
It's
And so
like
that's what we did.
it's like the end of Guardians of the Galaxy when Rocket was talking to the Nova guy, and he's like, "Well, wait a minute. What if somebody else has something and I want it?" And he's like, "Well, that would be stealing. That's illegal." No, no, no. You don't understand. I want it more than they do. And it's like that's still stealing. It just. But that's how people think nowadays. So, Annoying Critic asks, is there a story and plot? This
So,
Furiosa has
so
got
it's
more. Hold on, let me answer, then you can comment on how you think I'm wrong.
no. We're probably going to agree. That's why I wanted to go first. But go ahead.
Okay.
That's fine.
But I would say Furiosa has more story and plot than any Mad Max movie since the first one. The first one is the only other one that had as anywhere near as much story as this one does. What do you think? So I asked him what he thinks, and now he's not going to say anything.
So no, I had to mute it, and then Stacey was talking to me. So basically, I think I caught the gist of it. You were saying it was a better story than
I didn't say
Fury Road or
better.
whatever.
I said it has more story and plot
It is
than any other Mad Max movie since the first one.
right. This is it's very reminiscent of the first one actually, because the first one was very much a revenge plot.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and that's what this one is. Like she's driven by, like she's given the opportunity. That scene that you were just raving about with the war rig, or is that what it's called, the war
Yeah, it's
rig?
got a war rig. I keep
Yeah,
wanting to say war pig for some reason, but
this is the song, but they can totally hear you. By the way, so I I actually that's not my problem with it. Most of my problem is pacing. Couple of little minor things. I didn't. She should have texted you the answer. Can I do the trivia thing real
oh
quick?
yeah, oh that's what that was. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, she
So you
texted
got
me.
it.
I was like, I got that text, and I was like, oh, that's cool, and I was actually about to say it, so I'm glad that I
Oh,
didn't.
don't. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay,
So, all right. Um, and don't give them any clues. Don't slip up anything. So, and pay attention to how I'm asking the question,
right.
please.
That's why I'm looking at what she sent me, so I know what the answer you're looking for is.
Exactly. Okay. So, many of you may or may not know that Chris Hemsworth's wife is actually in Furiosa. What was her role in the movie? First correct answer wins, and the sticker, because you can't see me. You know that cool shirt that we like, Mike? Do you have that around? The
The crow
the
one?
politics? No, the politics one. So
Shoot.
the
Okay.
sticker is the sticker is that T-shirt design, but it's a sticker. Plus, you'll get other goodies. Hopefully, whenever Professor Brainy Specs and Planet X get theirs, they'll let everybody know it's not just the sticker; it's other little bonus fun swag and stuff. So that's the question. Keep an eye on the chat. You should know the answer. When we get a winner, just let me know. I got to mute this. We're moving a filing cabinet. It's going to be loud. Hey, why are you not talking?
I'm trying to figure out. Okay,
Well, when I mute and I'm not talking, say something. My God, dead
I
air
know.
is
Okay,
terrible.
so well, I'll tell you because here's what Stan Lee answered. He said first she's in it twice. Then he says she's the other biker girl at the start, and she's one of the gang members with the aggressive piercings. So I don't know if you would consider that a proper answer or not. So, and then superhero movies are finished. It's over, says Elsa Patricky. That is incorrect. Let's see.
Hey, I was muted.
Yeah.
So that is not acceptable.
Okay.
That is not an acceptable answer.
I just wanted to make sure, yeah, because I assume you want proper names.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. This is for a prize. But everybody knows it's 2 now. So thanks, Stan Lee, dick.
Yeah. Who is Chris Hemsworth? Well, Daniel, Chris Hemsworth is Thor. You know. And Stan, describing the character, you can sit there describe the character. You're just going to help other people figure it out. The more description of the character you put in, the easier it's going to be for other people to figure out who that person is. But you need to actually give the characters names, and then we can move on. Let's see. Let's see. Tina Toe Cutter. Oh goodness. No, she was not Tina Toe Cutter. Although I love that name since Toe Cutter was the primary villain of the first film. Sorry, I typed that before I got shut down. It's all right.
That reminds me of another possible trivia question I was going to go with, but since I didn't, do you know who played Immortan Joe?
Yeah, Morton Joe was played by Toe Cutter.
There you go. All right. Yeah. I got to mute again. I'll be back.
Yeah. What's your opinion on Star Trek The Motion Picture Director Cut with I Just Learned Exists? It's very good. It is actually you
can go to criticlist.com and read our reviews or watch our video review of it with the ever missed. Oh, now I'm depressed. Jason did that one with. Oh, you know who else did that? Blaine from Criticlist.
So
it's a good tie-in.
Superhero movies are finished. It's over. Says her name is Mr. Norton. That is half the answer. And yes, Creep, Toe Cutter was the original baddie. So, but yeah, this other one is man, I would not have gotten it. I'll just say that. I'm horrible with the names of most of the characters in this movie. And it just comes down to the characters don't use their names very much. Alex says, if the Phantom Menace did not punish Hollywood, they would still be making woke crap. That is completely wrong, Alex, and I will talk about that in just a minute. Let's see. Arabic, thank you so much with the $5 super chat. Says, hey, Salty, your delivery set tomorrow between 10 and 2. Look for a FedEx from Paul P., my Human name. I will keep an eye out for it, my friend. And signed book collector with the other name, a Volveni General. That is correct. So superhero movies are finished. It's over is our official winner. And hopefully Danny heard that. Otherwise, you're not getting anything. Because, I ain't giving you nothing. And yes, Creep, Volvani General, but superhero movies beat you to it. But Alex, I wanna answer what you said. As far as Phantom Menace did not break Hollywood, they're going to claim they did. They're going to claim, oh, it's all about us and how much pressure we put on Hollywood. But guess what? Do you know how much I think Kathleen Kennedy thinks about Nerdrotic or friggin' Doomcock? I would say 0. However, what they do care about is what the general audiences think of the movies. The fact that Solo tanked was not because of the Phantom Menace. The Solo tanked because people in general didn't like The Last Jedi.
Look, I don't know who's pushing that narrative, but man, you're giving a lot of credit to some YouTubers, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, no offense, but I mean, unless you're like Tony Hinchcliffe, you know, nobody's paying attention to your YouTube. That's like in Hollywood that matters, you know?
Yeah, and quite frankly, the YouTube channels that have, the kind of impact that they might care about aren't being that aggressive with their statements because they're just trying to play the middle of the road. Of course, I got the Chippendales, but at least I got Eartha Kitt too. Meow. Well, yes. On the super chat, yes. Chippendales and Eartha Kitt on the same super chat. That's like, man, the best and the worst at the same time. How do you do that? Loss of money will get them. Yes, that's what they care about. I think that the reason Creep says he should win because he spelled it right. Well, I'm dyslexic, so I don't count spelling because I couldn't tell you which one is spelled right. But Danny, did you get that superhero movies are finished? It's over is the winner?
Okay. You have to follow me on Twitter. I haven't updated it in the video. I switched back to @Dork Knight LV, which should be how my name is being displayed on our thing, but not the graphic. Didn't have time to update it because of the move. So you gotta DM me on Twitter.
But you can only do yeah. So DM him on X, not Twitter. It's X.
Okay, so DM me on X, or DM me on Instagram. But if you do it on Instagram, it's iffy if I'll actually get it. But Twitter, I'm quick to respond, and I've been in communication with the other 2 prize winners. Hopefully, they can vouch for that in the chat if they're here. But yeah, I'll drop it in the mail to you tomorrow. Just DM me on Twitter your mailing address, and yeah, congrats.
Yeah. Stanley says Doomcock thinks Disney staffs know him and dislike him and refer to him
most importantly.
Yes.
Sorry, the delay with the muting. I apologize. More importantly, though, please follow us on Critic List. This contest was sponsored by Critic List, and I'm not there to do it. Can you, after you finish whatever you were about to say, can you roll the Critic List ad?
Yeah, sure.
Thank them for being our sponsor, providing these prizes, and yeah.
But yeah, so Stanley was saying that Doomcock thinks the Disney staff know him and dislike him and refer to him as Buckethead. Look, I don't think the Disney staff give a crap about Doomcock. And don't get me wrong, is Doomcock a successful YouTuber? Relatively speaking, absolutely. Do his followers rapidly eat up everything that he says? Absolutely, to the point of stupidity, in fact. However, Doomcock is not he's got what, 50, 60,000 subs. That's a nice chunk of subs, but it's not enough to it doesn't make a drop in a bucket as far as Hollywood receipts.
Whoa. Doomcock, guy with the mask guy.
Yeah.
The Mr. Negative Nancy guy.
Oh, no, he has more than that, I think.
I'm about to say, yeah. He better be in the millions.
Oh, no, he's not in the millions.
Talking like that.
He is.
Well, then fucking get out of here. Whatever.
Yeah.
Give me a break. Just because some dipshit writer in a writer's room for
he's got 337,000 is his current number.
Get the hell out of here. He doesn't even have 1 million?
No.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, guys. You know how many people watch Kill Tony live on a Monday night? Over 1 million people watch it live every Monday. The fuck out of here. Dude, nobody, whatever. Sorry.
You are funny. And his videos actually have really declined in viewership. Like if you look at his last few videos, Hollywood stunned by horrible Memorial Day box office, 60,000 views. Doomcock.
Well, I mean,
Here's a good. Hold on. Doomcock triumphs over Lucasfilm. Fandom Menace YouTube channels declare war. 70,000 views. Iger furious as Disney stock plunges. Emergency meetings, 68,000 views.
Yeah. So, hey, instead of talking about a wannabe critic, why don't you talk about today's sponsor who wants us to get critic less?
Well, that's almost a good segue.
Hello, Blaine Andrews here, local business
I'm moving
owner
stuff.
and critic enthusiast. Are these critics constantly clickety-clanking around on their keyboard? Are their terrible reviews driving you crazy? Is your critic clawing away at the very fabrics of society with their terrible opinions? Think there's no answer? You're so stupid. There is! Critic Mittens. Finally, there's an elegant, comfortable mitten for critics. I didn't hear a thing. Is your critic one-armed or have fat sausage fingers, a skinny bird-like physique, or just no fingers at all? That doesn't matter because one size fits all. Critic Mittens, you'll be smitten. So come on down to criticlist.com. We're the home of the original Critic Mittens.
Are you having some technical difficulties? Because I'm not seeing or hearing the video.
It's playing.
Visit the interwebs today.
In fact, it just finished.
Because it's an app. You download it because
We
it's an
just
app.
watched Critic Mittens. You couldn't hear it?
Or see it. No. Hopefully they did.
Yeah, I looked. I'm looking on the stream.
Oh, look at Mom calling. Yeah, Mom, call him out. And he's getting really vulgar with the sexual descriptions in our Patreon. Don't follow him on supportsalty.com. Everybody but my mother, go to supportsalty.com to check out all our watch-alongs because they are pretty fun. But you've been getting pretty vulgar lately, my friend. You have. Oh.
Wow.
Notice how he's speechless because I called him out on something
I'm
true,
speechless
folks.
because I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. I'm going to clip all your vulgar moments one of the. Oh, I can't unless I pay for the Patreon membership.
So go to support Salty.
Bastard.
Oh man. Sorry. So yeah, Criticlist is a website where anybody can critique a film.
Whoa. Daniel Stenistam says my reviews are cringe. Whoa, what's up with that, man? Can you give me some context? What are you saying? Wow. I don't know what I don't know. If you think they're cringe, tell me why, and I'll seek to do better. Wow.
And well, you know, Alex Trebek was great on Jeopardy, but you know, that was then. This is now. Yeah, cringe or pretentious. I think pretentious is more the word for Danny's reviews. I think he tries to write like a critic. When he
Man, you're back on that? Really? Really? Because I've had a couple friends, because that was kind of giving me a complex, and so I asked some friends who don't do anything to have anything to do with any kind of YouTube nerd stuff or whatever, and they read it and they were like, they weren't polite either, but they didn't say that. They said it sounded like I was trying to be funny. Okay, like
so
two of them said that.
Here's a good review. Furiosa Mad Max Saga. This is the most recent review from it. It says, I asked my wife if we could name our next son Scrotus. She said no. That's the entire review.
That's the entire review on
Yes.
Criticlist.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What'd he score it?
He gave it an 89.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah,
he liked it. He liked a bad movie and he couldn't defend why, so he made a joke to deflect. It's all good. And that's not fair. It's not a bad movie. Somewhere in that 2.5 hours is a good hour and a half movie.
You're
But,
dumb.
you know, no, I'm not, man. Like, I bet
Really?
you.
When was the last time you had an
I don't
IQ test?
No, it's just funny because somebody else was asking me that because they're like, "I bet you have a high IQ," and I was like, "You know, I never took an IQ test." You see, my wife or my ex-wife just said I do. Why did you say that?
You were in some of the smart classes.
Well, I know, but I don't remember taking an IQ test.
Yeah. Well, you didn't stay in school long enough.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
right.
Danny, getting a 90 isn't a good score.
Oh, I know that, asshole. I'm probably closer to 150, if we're going to be honest.
No, I think you're closer to like 90. Yeah.
Yeah, haha. All right. And yes, Stanley, your IQ is not supposed to change, but I did kill a ton of brain cells being a raging alcoholic for 4 years. So, you know, I probably have lowered my IQ just from that. And it is what it is.
So let's see. Let's take a look at one of Danny's reviews that I haven't read.
Okay. All right.
And we'll see.
Please be of a movie I liked.
Oh, this is a movie you liked. All right. So this is a very short review for you.
Oh, no, it's one of my, I was probably
This is
off ones where I'm sleepy.
This is Ricky Stenicki, which I've
okay.
never even heard of that movie.
I love that movie. I highly recommend it, dude.
Yeah, you gave it a 75. What are you doing? It sounds like you're unwrapping a Snickers bar right on top of the microphone.
Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta mute. I'm unwrapping the TV from the thing because it's easier to carry in without the protect. You know, I got this.
Right.
Never mind.
Yeah, okay. So he says, when I put on this movie, I had no idea it was a Peter Farrelly movie. I just knew it was John Cena was in it from a wrestling podcast he was on. Having just finished Farrelly's Loudermilk series, which I really enjoyed and just reviewed, I was pleased to see his name in the credits as the director. In typical Farrelly fashion, this film delivers a solid R-rated comedy experience. I laughed out loud several times during this movie and real fun time watching it. Cena's comedic chops shone brightly, while Zac Efron contributed a commendable performance of his own. If you have an R-rated sense of humor and aren't an easily offended snowflake, I think you'd have a fun time watching it too. So that's his entire review. So that review tells me I have no idea what that movie's about. I have no clue what you just said. Okay, it's R-rated, it's a comedy, and it's got John Cena, and apparently you really want to blow Peter Farrelly.
It's Farrelly. You sound like a damn fool when you say it wrong.
I don't sound like a fool. I sound like someone that doesn't know his name.
He's one of the Farrelly brothers.
Farrelly.
You didn't watch Loudermilk?
No, I don't.
Dude, it's really good. You should watch it.
Why?
This is going upstairs.
I don't even know what Loudermilk is.
It's really good. You should check out the trailer.
The title it sounds like it's someone
That's
dropped.
the dude's last name. It's his last name. It's Loudermilk.
Okay.
Basically, he runs meetings for a knockoff AA group because you can't have AA in movies or whatever. And it's hilarious. He's a former music critic, and it's good. It's funny. It's really good.
So, for example, let me and like I said, I don't know
what moving stuff. It's hard for me to do this and talk at the same time.
Right.
I think I'm a blonde.
Right, but like what? Okay, so if you even though this and one thing you do is you see like you don't talk like that at all. Right, that's problem number one. That doesn't sound like it came from Danny. That sounds like it came from a film critic, or at least a wannabe film.
What?
And
why?
do you ever talk like that?
What did I say that was? Yeah, I said I love this movie.
Cena's
I was watching
comedic
wrestling. I was on
chops.
a podcast. His comedic chops,
No, yeah.
dude.
Listen,
Zac
Cena.
Efron, Zac Efron gave a really
Danny. Shut up for a
his
second.
best performance.
Cena's comedic chops shone brightly while Zac Efron contributed a commendable performance of his own. I've never heard you issue a sentence, anything like that, organically. Never.
Okay, look, man. If you go back and read any of my speeches, see any of my
Why would I read your
speeches
speeches?
or see any of them that I've given, or my news appearances, or
But these
things like
sound
that. Yeah,
like
I do try to-
speeches. That's the problem.
Well, that's what we're writing. We're writing a review. It's like
But it's not even a review.
he was supposed to have all this stuff out of here.
Like, okay, so a review of this, I'm just going to use some of the basic information you said and make up I don't know what the story is. But if I said,
okay, you're right. You're right. I should.
know.
When I hate a movie, I'll spend a little bit more time,
right.
doing a synopsis.
Right.
I should have given a
I'd
synopsis.
say,
Do you want me to tell you the synopsis?
Cena expertly plays an angry cop who's on a revenge quest to catch Zac Efron's evil twin. That at least tells me what the movie's about.
But that's not right.
No, I understand. I'm making stuff up because I don't know anything about the movie.
Because I did a poor job in my
That
review.
could literally be the
critique
plot.
I can learn from that.
That's what I'm saying. I have no clue what this movie is about. None whatsoever.
Okay. Well, if you read my Planet of the Apes review, I was a lot more thorough. But I'll go back. No.
Right, but the problem is, then you go to the other extreme, though, because then you'll say, oh, well, let me write a 16-page book. And I don't want every plot detail.
Right.
I'm trying to see. Your Planet of the Apes, let's see. Yeah, your Planet of the Apes is so freaking long, I'm not going to... dude. You seriously expect people to read that?
There are other guys on there, like I Miss Good Movies. Yes, you know what? That's why I like Criticlist, because there are other nerds that will write, and then we'll talk to each other about what we wrote, because we actually read each other's stuff. Like there are other dudes on there that do longer reviews than I do. You know what I mean? Oh, they're really.
Look, guys, this is his Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes review. And so,
why can't I see what you're showing everybody?
Maybe because you're on a phone.
Okay.
That is a ridiculous wall of text.
Hey, man, you have to be a dick about it.
I'm not being a dick about it. I said it's a ridiculous wall of text. I think that that's an accurate representation of your review. Sorry that you don't like critiquing.
No. The other critique was good. I'll in the future be sure to.
You want to be
at least some, kind of synopsis.
Right. You want to be brief. You want to be pithy, but you don't want to be, completely vacuous. Which is what the first review. Like I said, I have no idea what you were even reviewing other than the title of the movie. But okay, so if we go to, by contrast, let me go to my most recent review.
Yours are all super short. You do fill out all the bonus questions, I guess, but
right, because that's where people can look up the information that concerns them. Right. There we go. Nope.
Ow.
You all right? I don't know if Danny's still alive or not.
Yeah, no. Next time you have the ability to mute me.
Dude, I can't be jumping around muting you all the time.
Fair enough. Oh, now I can see the critical screen. Cool.
Yeah. Oh, I must have had yours hiding, so I'll bring yours back up if you want. So this is my Mad Max Saga review. Notice the top score. There's the link to the YouTube video of me and the wife, and then if Blaine left a comment. Glad to see you have more refined taste than that turd, Dork Knight, who doesn't even like Fury Road, which I can't wrap my head around. Blaine called you a turd. I love it.
Oh, whoa. On Criticless? On your thing?
Yeah, he
Did he
called you.
tag me?
He tagged you in his
He
comment.
did? Oh, I didn't. Ooh, I didn't see that. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. We will
Yeah,
have
he called
a
you
verbal spats now.
he quite correctly called you a turd.
Yeah. No, I know he thinks Fury Road is a nearly perfect movie. You know, whatever. Not everybody. Hey, I still like the guy. You know, you can't be right about everything.
Let's see. There. So I just called you an idiot. All right. But so yeah,
Oh,
notice
wow, at least he said turd. Idiot seems a little personal. Wow. Wow.
really calling someone a turd isn't personal.
No, it's playful. That's playful. Idiot is mean. That's just mean spirited.
Sorry.
You're a mean guy, but it's okay. Whatever.
So as far as their little breakdown, language, I put a lot. I said,
Oh, Bradley's got a good suggestion for me.
What's that?
He was saying to start making two versions of reviews: a short one to the point, and then a long full one with the full synopsis, just to test out which one gets more views and engagement. That's not a bad idea. I guess treat it like work.
Yeah. But you see, I do go into some detail on the different categories, but only enough to give people, like, for example, for Fury Road, Furiosa, I mean, on violence, I put most of the, obviously the category is that it has a ton of violence. And I said most of the violence is based on car chase scenes. Dozens die any way you can imagine a person dying in a car crash or by various weapons mounted on cars. For those that might find it disturbing, there is also a lot of violence against a very young girl, 10 to 12 years old, as well as a deformed baby being tossed away like garbage. So that tells people how hardcore this movie gets without actually spoiling any plot points there.
I didn't get to hear your last thing that you said because I'm being yelled at. I'm sorry.
Why were you? Okay.
What'd you say? What was the last thing?
I said there's some people may find disturbing that there's a lot of violence against a very young girl, 10 to 12 years old, as well as a deformed baby.
Yeah.
A deformed baby being tossed away like garbage. I'm sure you remember that scene.
Yeah.
And so
you're not even going to mention the tree thing, huh?
What tree thing? I'm trying to.
Well, don't wait. No, never mind that. Never mind. It's like the last. It's the climax of her revenge.
Oh, that. No, because I'm not going to spoil that. But that's not particularly disturbing as far as.
What are you talking about? It looked like a. Never mind. I don't want to. Okay, yeah. No
right. Well, no, I'm saying like when, and it's funny because it sounds sexist, but truth is truth. Most people find it more difficult to watch violence against women and children than against men. And the tree thing you're talking about is against a man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I wasn't muted.
I did say that.
Well, I guess, but I mean, if you're going to have a female lead antagonist be the boss girl or whatever people want to call her, I didn't see her as that. I mean, you gotta you got to go through that shit, man. Like that's the hero's journey, kind of thing.
Right.
You dig what I mean? I mean, that shit didn't bother me at all. You know, I would have been more bothered if they didn't show. I guess they didn't have to be so graphic. But
Well, you just, and yes, I did. I mentioned the deformed baby already, chat. So, and which the deformed baby was definitely hard to look at. That scene was brutal, and they did something like that in Fury Road as well. But yeah, when they do stuff like that, that gets me, and not in a good way. I prefer that movies not throw stuff like that in there just because they can. And I know the baby in that scene was not a quote unquote real baby or anything. It was just a prop. But at the same time, it looked real enough. And so that's what, I mean, that was actually a very good prop. And why can't I, did it turn off? No, it did not. Come on.
so did you just play the ad? Because I didn't hear you really. I mean, I guess
I
we're
played
still
the
on
ad a
for
while
this.
ago.
No, I know, but like usually you kind of talk about it a little bit. But I guess we are. Oh, you just took it down.
I didn't mean to. I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with this thing. Alright. Well, shoot. I can't really do anything about it now.
So what's
Um,
your friends with benefits score? Oh, I haven't scored it yet. You probably don't have anybody else. What's the overall score? Click on the movie title.
right.
What's the? You said it was
79.
what, 80?
It was 70. Okay, so 74 for overall, 79 in the friends with benefits category, and mine was 75.
Okay. Well, overall again, 75. You said?
I gave mine a 75. Blaine gave
No.
it
What was the overall?
the overall 74.
74. Okay.
Yeah.
Blaine gave it a what?
Blaine gave it a 79.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, he clearly
And
like. I don't know. I guess I don't get it, man. It was slow and boring.
and he actually attached a video to it about saying Furiosa is not woke and the box office problem. So I'm going to check that video out. And he says, well, here I am seeing Furiosa the Tuesday after its abysmal Memorial Day opening weekend, and I'm left a bit perplexed as to how to score it. While we are given a relatively exciting and well-made movie set in the world of Mad Max, I'm left asking the question, why? I consider Fury Road a near flawless film, which I could regularly watch and consistently be left more than satisfied. But I'm also now given a new question to that movie as well. Once again, is why? Fury, and this goes back to what I was saying. Honestly, if they had left Mad Max Saga off the title, I probably would have given it an 80 instead of a 75. Because just mentioning Mad Max in the title drug the movie down for me. Fury Road, what was that?
Dude.
Yeah.
100%. 100% agree. In fact, did you see? You're not on X a lot. Tom Connors did this tweet that was really cool. I'm sure it wasn't his original, but it was Mad Max, like Old Man Max. It was a movie poster with Mel Gibson as, Mad Max, but at his current age. And it looked dope, and it got over like 1,000 likes on it.
I've
So, like,
seen
that's what people want,
Photoshop jobs of modern day Mel Gibson as Mad Max, and I would love to see it.
I would too, man. That's what I'm down for. Like, I was pissed about the.
You there? Hello? Hello? Danny?
Can you not hear me?
Okay, now I can hear you. You cut out
Oh
for a minute.
shit! I was talking the whole time. What was the last thing you heard?
I heard.
Oh, great. One of the things. Okay, in fact, one of the things I really disliked about Fury Road was that it was called Mad Max Fury Road,
Right.
and Mad Max isn't even the main character. So they should have just that should have been Furiosa Road or something like that. I don't know if that's what they wanted to do, or they should have made it. I don't know, man.
Well,
Had
no,
it separate, but like
I
I was promised a Mad Max movie, and he's in it like less than her.
actually okay. So let me talk about one thing because I did rewatch Mad Max Fury Road last week, and Mad Max is in the movie more than I remembered. Because I remember what pissed me off was, and I think this is really what did it, is the very first thing you see is Mad Max get in his car and then promptly get run into the ground and dragged off to prison. And so that's the very opening shot, like the shot that you see in Furiosa. If you remember correctly, right after he's up there on that ridge looking, he gets in his car and then he's attacked and locked up, and he's made into the one dude's blood bag.
It was like I almost wonder if Mel Gibson read that script and was like, "Nah, mate, I'm good."
I don't know, but I would say this is that okay. Once you get past that part, he is in the movie quite a bit, and he does do a whole lot of the killing.
He doesn't even talk that much.
Well, they don't talk much in this movie either.
I know that was one of my problems with it.
This is not a dialogue-heavy movie, but actually, if you think about it, I know you've never been in a combat zone or anything, but you generally aren't having conversations while you're trying to stay alive.
Yeah, but it's a movie. You gotta throw some dialogue in there, man. I don't know.
You don't have to. Why?
I guess you're right. You don't have to. Whatever. Get all artsy fartsy on me.
Yeah.
I gotta mute again.
Yeah. But George Miller, I think, was intentionally trying to make the action feel a little more visceral by by not wasting time distracting you with dialogue and instead just focusing on that action. And I actually appreciate that. I think that's a good thing. Danny obviously doesn't, but then we know Danny is an idiot.
Okay, doesn't what? Whoa, doesn't what? When I mute, there's a reason. What was going on? Sorry.
You don't want
I'm
dialogue.
not that smart, man. I can't.
I told you you're not smart, but you tried to say you are.
Yeah, I'm not.
See?
No, the alcohol gave me brain damage. I'm fairly certain of it.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm pretty much a really dumb person now.
Yeah.
Good save, right? I saved it. I can be taught.
Yeah. And Alex, yes, the world of Fallout is similar to Mad Max. Fallout is loosely based on Mad Max. But I've been playing some Fallout 4 whenever I can get the time. It's a good game. The new patch actually lets it run a little better on my system, which is good. Because I kept having it crash left and right for me. Let's see. It was a stunt, baby. It was still disturbing to see. Mel Gibson made enemies with our alien overlords. Well, Mel Gibson, look, Mel Gibson did said some really horrible things, and the thing is that while it's not politically correct to say it, Hollywood is largely run by Jews, and that's not a bad thing. That's just a fact. And so if you start yelling anti-Semitic things on camera, guess what?
Okay, we're talking about that again. Hey, did we even give a hot take on this?
Yeah, you hated it and I liked it.
I didn't hate it. I said I'm going to give it a 55. It's not hate. It's just I didn't like it a lot. I didn't like it. I didn't hate it. I didn't like it. It's just sort of there. It had 3 good parts. Okay, cool.
I've never seen Waterworld, so I can't comment on any of your stuff about Waterworld.
Oh, I remember seeing it. I haven't seen it since I saw it in the theater, actually. It came out in the 90s.
Now, you
it was
see,
ahead of its time. And
ABJ,
at the time, I think it was like the most expensive movie ever made.
ABJ, if Fury Road was your entry point into the series, I can see why you would probably enjoy it more than people that were big fans of the original trilogy. Although I will tell you, of the original trilogy, Beyond Thunderdome is beyond stupid. It's really bad, and I would actually say
It was the most commercially successful of the originals, though.
that's just because it was marketed heavily with Tina Turner. But Beyond Thunderdome
Yeah.
was an absolute.
No, my parents even took me to see that movie.
Yeah. Beyond Thunderdome makes Fury Road looks like one of the best movies ever. It was Fury Road is Beyond Thunderdome is definitely the worst of the whole Mad Max saga. Matt Vader is in the house, says not smart at all. LOL. And then he says Mel Gibson is the greatest thing
Vader,
ever.
Vader knows.
So Vader,
Yeah, no, Mel Gibson,
are you saying that you
I mean, we
like
both like,
Mel
what was
Gibson?
that Santa Claus movie he was in again?
Yeah, well, it wasn't as good as the other one, but now you made me forget what it's called. But yeah, I mean, I liked it, but it wasn't like really awesome like the other one. But now I'm forgetting both titles, so I'm feeling really old.
Oh, Violent Night was
Yeah.
bomb. Yeah.
But Matt Vader says Mel Gibson is the greatest thing ever after talking about how dumb he was. So, yeah.
Well, sometimes, when people say dumb things, it's funny. Why do you think I'm so endearing? I mean, look at what Creep said about me.
Yeah, that Mel pulled a Danny.
Yeah. That's old Danny, but yeah.
What do you mean that's
Danny,
old
say
Danny?
dumb shit.
You
People say dumb shit when they're drunk.
you had to fight yourself to not use the R word tonight. So which you got to learn when you can use your politically incorrect humor. Creep says Waterworld's stupid and campy, but I liked it. Speaking of politically incorrect, I said something the worst thing, but it was so fun. In my Uber driving the other day. Alcohol would be a great improvement to this show right now. Wow, Alex. That's just mean. See, now that's a mean statement. Mean and personal. True, Fury Road is like Waterworld, but with better action, plot, characters, and cinematography. Well, like I said, I've not seen Waterworld, so I can't compare it. Got to change my name on here, says Matt. Why? You're going to change it to Danny Suck 74? I mean, that would probably be a good name. Anyway, so politically...
Hey, guys, come on, guys. Why does everybody got to pick on me?
Do you want to hear the incredibly politically incorrect thing I said in my Uber the other day?
Okay, it's cool. It's fine. It's cool.
You'll like this, Danny. And he just dropped out. So Danny's gone again. Gotta love T-Mobile. So here's what happened, and I heard a stand-up comedian say this joke, and it stuck with me, and it happened to be a good circumstance, so I used the joke while I was driving Uber. So in the car with me, I had 3 young black men, and when I say young, I'm talking they were probably ages like 18 to 20. And so these guys were pretty young, and the one dude was talking to a friend of his on the phone, and the guy on the phone kept calling the dude he was talking to the N-word, right? And I mean, just a ton. Like every other word coming out of his mouth was the N-word. Now, the other guys in the car kind of had this awkward look on their face, like they were worried about how I might react. Because being the only white guy in the car, if I was going to become uncomfortable with this one guy saying the N-word over and over, and so then we finally got off the phone, And he looked at me and he said, "Hey, man, I just want to apologize for the way, I don't know if you're offended by that, but if you are, I want to apologize." And I said, no need at all. I understand fully that because, due to cultural differences, there are some things you can say that I can't. There are some things that I can say that you can't. And he was like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Well, simple. You can say the N-word and you're just talking to your friends and it's no big deal. If I use that word, it becomes a racial-based attack and that's inappropriate." He said, "Yeah." And I said, "But I can say the word ask." You there, Danny? Guess not. Well, I thought it was funny. They thought it was funny. And that's how we ended up. So, yeah. Words are just words. Meaning is what matters. And we swap words around so we use so often these days too. Well, that's a big problem, Radley. We need to stop. And it's an even bigger problem that people are okay and actually use that as a defense. That, oh, well, words change meaning, and so it doesn't mean to you what it means this person. No, that's not okay. Words have meanings. And we can't just change the meaning when it's inconvenient for us what the actual meaning of the word is. And when we do that in debate, we do that in, political discussions, just all sorts of stuff. And what are you talking about? Add you back. You're in the scene. You're muted. Unmute and talk. Weird. What is wrong with you? Let me try this. We'll remove you from the scene, and then we'll re-add you to the scene. Say something now. What did you do, Danny? Because I see the little thing moving on your radical. I don't know if you guys can hear Danny or not. I cannot hear him, and I don't know why. But Danny keeps dropping in, and I drops out. Thanks, Danny, for letting me check things out before you. That doesn't help me. Let's hit this. Yeah, so when I play that, I can hear it. All right. So it says speaker connected, Dork Knight. Say something, Danny. And it still shows that you're muted down in the corner. Are you muted or not? I can't hear you. Knight, I can see you. Let's see. Move up, crop, settings. Let's go to settings. No. You got to keep talking, man.
Hello, testing.
There. Okay, yeah.
1, 2, 3.
So I moved the volume. Your volume slider was at 0.
See, I don't know how that happened. I don't know how to. I'm on a phone, so I'm going to turn my camera back off so you guys can stop looking up my nose.
Yeah, that's
there. We
good.
go.
So, what did you think of my little story?
Oh, I thought you were going to say you could. I can't say that word, but I can say I was raised by my father. So, but you went the other way with it. So that works. Oh.
Anyway, so when are you going to be done moving?
I'm almost done. I can show you the progress, but
I don't care. I just want you to be
I'm
done.
getting grief from everybody. I should have just said I couldn't do the show today.
Well, or just we could have moved the show to another day if you had to, or you could have moved on Friday.
No. Well, obviously, I'm not going to done today, and I started at 5 a.m. So I'm glad. Well,
that's why what you do is you pack the day before. You don't pack on Friday. You just move it on Friday.
Yeah, well, I didn't have any help in the beginning half of the day, man. So it was just me, and I'm crippled. So I went kind of slow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you were packing,
So
right?
no, I was moving stuff to the
No, I know for a fact you were packing because you were able to work on your computer midway through the day.
I was well, when you say packing, yeah, I mean like you don't pack your computer. You just take it apart and put it in like that. I'm taking in my car. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I brought all the monitors. The monitors are in the cab of the. In fact, why don't you, Stace? Would you grab all those monitors, please? That's light and easy.
Creep wants to know if you're moving into your mom's basement.
No, man. Actually, I can't wait till I get settled in. I'll stream it like it's an episode of Cribs, man. Y'all will be jealous. I got. What'd you call this, Stacy? Oh, she disappeared. She called it like a glow up. I think is what she called it. I don't know.
Okay.
She said it's something. It's nice. Yo, hey,
So
what did you say this was? Did you call this glow a glow up? No, earlier.
Glow up.
Is that what's a glow up?
Like not just growing up.
Not just growing up,
Much
but
better. Like, yeah.
yeah. Okay.
so you're
LA
moving
Night.
on up to the east side.
Yeah, like that's why I was saying I made the Jeffersons reference earlier. Yes, that's how
Yes.
this is all good, man. This is
He's got running
ever
water
since
and everything now.
ever since I quit drinking alcohol. Every single aspect of my life has got better. Literally, it's crazy.
Who the fuck?
Exactly. I didn't know you were there, Stacey. She said, "Who the fuck?"
Anyway, so what's your final thoughts on Furiosa?
It was about an hour too long. They could have really used the expertise of an editor. Also, we didn't even get into the shitty CG. Like it was like I mean, it wasn't like Flash levels of bad, but it was obvious, and it would take you out of like the high impact action moments because
See, that's
you
where
could tell like it's a cartoon they're standing in front of, basically.
I would say this. I don't think that the CG was nearly as bad as you do. But the problem isn't that the CG was bad. The problem was they did. Dude, you got to learn to hit the mute button.
Okay, sorry, I'm muting.
Yeah. The problem isn't that the CG was really bad. I think the problem is that they did such great stunt work that it was obvious when something was happening that was physically impossible for them to do. And
Yeah,
so,
I will say though that scene you talked about really took like the best of the previous movie and condensed it. The only difference was like,
well, the
you
previous movie
know,
was just a long chase scene.
yeah. I was
I
about to
mean,
say the only difference was this was, just a
this
part of
yeah, this movie actually had a cohesive story.
yeah, you know.
Um, but no, so you thought that it was an hour too long?
I really did, man. I think it should have been an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes tops. They could have cut it down. That little girl, while she did a good job acting, and I just so while I was watching, I was like, damn, she really looks like Anya Taylor Joy. Well, it comes to find out that's because they used AI to map the Anya Taylor Joy's face on the girl to like do
Um,
like a melding. So that makes
I
sense.
did not hear
And
about
then
that.
yeah, look it up. It's a thing. So that made sense, but the I don't know, man. It just, yeah. I mean, I'm giving it 55. It's just slow. Just really slow. Is
I-
he?
See, I think you're wrong. I'm looking. Okay, so it looks like I'm looking right now at a show. There's a side by side of the actress supposedly with and without the CG enhancement, and they're suggesting that basically they CG'd her lips to be shaped more like Anya Taylor Joy's lips. They didn't CG her whole face; they just CG'd her lips primarily. Which
Yeah, I
well,
said it was an integrated thing or whatever.
yeah. Well, I know you can't see the screen because you were a jerk, but but it looks like they just if they did anything, they just did that with her lips. It's also
Dude, and the
possible.
eye. Look at those eyes. They gave her those alien bug eyes that Anya Taylor-Joy has. Come on.
I don't think she has.
Look, I
Why are
actually
you
came back
so
and I saw that
mean?
image.
Why are you so mean? You're
I
just
guess I'm
like
just lashing out because everybody's attacking me. I'm sorry.
okay. Well, so are you going to actually have your computer up and running for tomorrow's live stream so that Alex
Yes,
doesn't
yes.
have
Oh my
a
God! If one more
crap
person
fit?
between my ex-wife, my new
Well,
roommate, you.
you know, well,
Yes,
hey,
Jesus,
Alex
man.
is going to want to murder someone if he doesn't get
I
his
don't have
review.
any. I don't have any help really.